Anyone selling you a turbocharged, fully built RSX Type S for under $8,000 is lying to you. They're hiding the labor, the tune, or the cost of fixing what breaks. The truth? $8,000 buys you maybe 15 to 22 wheel horsepower on this K20. That's it. So if power isn't the win here, what is? Stick around, because the cheapest part of this build is the one that transforms the car. Let's set the table. The car we're building is a 2005 to 2006 RSX Type S, the K20Z1 with the close ratio 6-speed. The 2002 to 2004 K20A2 cars work too, and parts are nearly identical across the whole DC5 range. Stock, this engine makes about 197 to 200 horsepower at the crank. A clean one runs $5,000 to $8,000 used. So this plan assumes you already own the car and have $8,000 set aside for the build itself. The goal isn't a big number. It's maximum driving experience per dollar. Here's where most builds blow up before they start. You cannot bolt performance parts onto a tired engine and expect magic. The first $600 to $900 goes to maintenance, and it's not optional. Number 1. That VTC actuator. If your car rattles for 1 to 3 seconds on cold start, the variable timing control actuator is dying. People say, it goes away, it's fine. It is not fine. A failing unit runs the engine wrong and chews up your cam chain tensioner. OEM part is about $120 to $160, 2 to 3 hours of labor, and you do it through the valve cover. Then the clutch. On a 150,000-mile Type S, it's at the end of its life. If it slips, replace it before adding any power. An Exedy OEM kit, part number HCK1006, runs about $220 to $260 from Rock Auto and includes the pressure plate, disc, and bearing. Add a valve adjustment because Honda wants those checked every 30,000 miles and nobody does it. NGK Iridium plugs, the IZFR6K11, are $9 to $12 each. Modal RBF 600 brake fluid, Honda MTF for the trans. Skip this, and every dollar you spend after is wasted. Now the part that actually transforms the car, and it's not the engine, it's suspension. The stock RSX Type S setup is tuned for 2002 comfort. Throw on a proper coilover, and the car becomes a different machine, flatter, sharper, more honest in a corner. My pick is the Fortune Auto 500 series, around $1,250 to $1,050. Monotube damper built in the USA, and they'll custom valve them at no extra charge when you order. Street rates run 8K front, 6K rear. The DC5 community puts these in the top tier for street track use at this price, and they have a rebuild program so they hold value. Tight on cash? The Tein Street Flex Z at $750 to $900 is softer and more comfortable as a daily, just less sharp. Want overkill? Olin's Road and Track at $2,200 plus, but that wrecks the budget. And here's the rule you do not break. Never, ever buy unbranded eBay coilovers. The DC5 community has documented Godspeed and no-name units blowing dampers inside 10,000 miles. A blown damper means buying the whole set again. That false economy costs more than doing it right. If you're tracking it, add Skunk 2 Pro Series camber plates, $150 to $180. Wheels and tires get volume $400 to $2,000, and this is where the car wakes up. The DC5 runs 5x1 14.3 with a 64.1mm hub bore. My setup, NKR PF1 and 17x9 plus 35, about 185 to 210 a wheel. The RPF1 weighs roughly 16.5 to 17 pounds, which is featherweight at this price. Dropping unsprung weight sharpens steering feel instantly, and the RPF1 has been a Honda standard for over a decade. Wrap it in a 235/40R17. For street, Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, 185 to 220 each. For grip on a budget, the Falcon Asinus RT660 at 130 to 155, a 200 treadwear near race tire. Now, that 17x9 plus 35 sits close to the inner fender liner, up front under compression. Lowered 1.5 inches to 2 inches, it clears clean on most DC5s, but some owners trim the front liner. Don't guess on this. Buying wheels without confirming offset and hub bore is one of the most expensive mistakes in this hobby. Head to threepiece.us and pull up the DC5 database. It's real owner fitment photos sorted by wheel size, offset, and suspension setup. You'll see exactly what 17 by 9 plus 35 looks like lowered and whether anyone needed fender work. Cross-reference before you buy. It saves you a wasted set of wheels. Brakes get $450 to $650. The stock setup is fine for cruising but fades fast under repeated hard stops. Run Hawk horsepower pads. Part number HB361F 622 up front. $75 to $95. The community standard street pad that bites cold. Pair them with DBA Street Series slotted rotors. $160 to $220 for the front pair. And do not skip braided stainless lines, Goodrich or Russell, $80 to $120 for the set. They kill the spongy pedal, especially after a fluid flush. Whatever you do, bed them in properly. 10 moderate stops from 40 with cool down between each. Now power. And I need you to manage expectations. This K20 is well engineered from the factory, so bolt-ons buy throttle response and power band more than peak numbers. Skunk 2 cold air. Intake 180 to 220 picks up 4 to 8 wheel horsepower on a tuned car. The single best bolt-on is the Skunk 2 Mega Power 421 header, $280 to $350 because it fattens up the mid-range where the Type S feels thin below 5,500 RPM. Cap it with the Skunk 2 Mega Power R Catback, $350 to $450, deep and refined without droning. Avoid the $150 budget exhausts. They drone at 2,500 to 3,500 RPM, right where you cruise, and it'll drive you insane in weeks. Here's the open loop I promised. Those bolt-ons do almost nothing without this. The Honda Flash Pro. It's about $695 to $750 retail, plugs into your OBD2 port, and reflashes the conservative factory maps. The stock ECU leaves real power on the table and can run lean in spots with a header on it. Add a dyno tune, $300 to $500, and you unlock launch control, data logging, and adjustable VTEC points. Broke after suspension. Run Honda's free base maps as a stopgap. They're a real improvement over stock, but running bolt-ons on the factory map long-term is leaving money in the parking lot. Order matters here. Maintenance first, always. Then coilovers and camber plates. Then wheels and tires, and only then your alignment, because mounting tires before the alignment burns a wear cycle. Target negative 1.5 to 2 degrees front camber, and watch the rear. The DC5 can throw too much negative camber back there, and if you see past 2.5 degrees, grab Skunk 2 or Ingles rear camber arms, $80 to $150, or it eats rear tires. Brakes next, bolt-ons after, dyno tune last, after 200 to 300 miles to confirm no leaks. Cosmetics dead last, a polyurethane front lip, $80 to $150, plus a detail. Polyurethane flexes on curbs instead of cracking. So what does $8,000 actually get you? About 210 to 220 wheel horsepower on a healthy K20. 0 to 60 drops from roughly 6.2 to 6.5 seconds down to about 5.8 to 6.1. That's modest, and I won't pretend otherwise. The real magic is mid-range pull, corner exit punch, and a chassis that feels like a precision instrument. Watch your weak spots though. The 2002 to 2004 6-speed grind second gear when cold. Fresh Honda MTF and smooth shifting manages it. And budget $200 to $400 for OEM or Hasport motor mounts, if yours are cracked, because soft mounts ruin shift feel. So who should build this? If you want a sharp, reliable, cohesive street car that demolishes canyon roads and looks like it was built by someone who knows what they're doing, this is your blueprint. If you're chasing a 300 horsepower number, walk away now, because forced induction is a separate $4,000 to $7,000 conversation. This build sits at about 80 to 85% of the K20's naturally aspirated potential, and honestly, that's the sweet spot. Front-load the maintenance, spend on suspension and wheels before horsepower, and never cheap out on coilovers or the tune. Before you order a single wheel, run your exact setup through threepiece.us so you don't buy the wrong offset twice. If this saved you money, subscribe, because the next build breaks down forced induction on this exact platform.